Hey, how's it going? I thought I would make a different type of video today. So people are really encouraging me as I am working through all my stuff right now. And everyone says, keep working, you got it, you'll do good. But I don't think anyone knows what that really entails. I'm going to share that with you today. So this is going to be a long video, but here we go. So I am doing vestibular therapy. What that means is that I'm working on the connection between my eyes, my ears, and my feet to help my brain understand balance and vision and how all of those three things work together. What my eyes see, what the vestibular system or my sense of position, and then what I feel through my feet, how all those things work together and the interplay between them. Because the surgery that I had totally negated anything from my right ear. So we're working now on teaching my brain how to only deal with signal from my left ear. So I'm getting half of my inputs. Here we go. So what does this all entail? Because I end up honestly working probably 3 hours a day on this every day for weeks on end. So today I want to show you where I'm at in this week and just a little snippet of each exercise and what it looks like when I do them. So material-wise, I have a foam board that I stand on. I have a weight. I have my phone with metronome. I have a playing card. I have my lists of exercises. I have a beanbag. I have the alphabet on a checkerboard, a number, another playing card, a number, and the alphabet again on a checkerboard. And then I walk through that part of my house to work on all these exercises. So I'm going to do each exercise once and show you what I look like when I do them, whether I'm rocking them or whether they're challenging. One thing that you might not get on camera, and I'll show you that right now, is in almost everything I do on the foam board, I have 3-foot positions. I stand in Romberg with my feet together, or I stand in some sort of staggered tandem where I have one foot in front of another, and whether they're a little wider in base or extremely narrow in base. Hey, Lily, say hi to everybody. No? Okay. So when you see me standing on this foam pad, just know that my feet are either together or they're in some sort of stagger. My feet staggered is obviously much more challenging for me to balance. And this foam pad is designed such that unlike the floor, where if I feel myself sway and I push, the floor is solid and so I can make a really good correction. Whereas when I stand on the foam pad and I move around with my feet, I don't get that type of pushback. And so it's really challenging to balance on this foam pad because you never really bottom out against something firm. All right, with that in mind, let's start looking at everything that I do. And so kind of forgive my camera work a little bit. I'm just doing this on the fly. So, all right, so the first thing I do is I just warm up my body. So I'll do some head circles. And then I'll just do some simple directional kind of range of motion stuff. Okay, I'll do that. And then I'll close my eyes and I'll move my eyes in some circles. Okay, you don't need to watch a ton of that. I'll do some near and far things where I'll look at my thumbnail, I'll look out, I'll come in, I'll look out and come in. A divergence and convergence of my eyes working on different focusing. And I'm just standing on the floor regularly. And so then the next thing that I'll do is this habituation exercise where I lay on my side and I then tilt my head and I sit up as fast as I can until I'm not dizzy, and then I do it again. So I'll start on the couch and I'll lay down on the side, I'll look up, and when I feel settled, I will sit up as fast as I can. And when the kind of dizziness is gone and my eyes are focused, I'll go the other direction. I'll lay down on my side, I'll look up. When I feel settled, I'll get up as fast as I can. When everything's good, do the other side. Okay, so that's the first kind of exercise that I do. It's like the Brandt something or other habituation exercise. I can't remember the name. I'd have to look at my stuff. So I'll do that. And then the next thing that I'll do is I'll walk and toss a ball with one hand. So no special walking. I just walk and toss the ball, or in this case a beanbag, with one hand. I normally walk a much longer distance, but you're just kind of getting this for the camera. Okay, then after that, what I do is I move on to hand. So I'll walk and I throw the beanbag from hand to hand. Okay, and then ramping it up, I'll walk and I'll throw the beanbag hand to hand, and I'll follow it with my head and eyes. So I'll walk and move my head and eyes and follow the bag as I toss it from hand to hand. Then the next thing I do is I keep my head still and I move my eyes and try to follow the beanbag while I walk and throw it without moving my head, and hopefully, without stumbling or, walking crooked or catching the ball or missing the beanbag. So the next thing I do is I stand on the foam board, normally about arm's width or arm's length away from the wall. And what I do is I look at this playing card, and normally I'll take my glasses off, because as I move my head with trifocal progressives, I move through the different portions of the lens and it pulls things out of focus. So for some continuity, I do some of this stuff without my glasses. The first thing that I'll do is I'll look at that playing card, which is more complex than, say, one of the numbers, so it's a little more visually challenging for me as my skill is increased. And I'll move my head in an up and down, or a side to side, and in an up and down in the feet together or feet staggered position. And I'll do 30 reps in each one, in each foot position, and I'll do 3 sets of those. So you can see how if I do that with each exercise, I'm easily here, like an hour and 20 minutes, and I do this 3 times a day. So that's what we're doing there. And the goal is, and I'll get the metronome app on my phone, the goal is to do it at this speed. I'll turn this up so you can hear it. So having my head be the other direction on the beat. So I have to keep the card in focus stand on a balance board and move my head at that speed. It's 2 hertz, which nicely works out to 120 beats per minute. So let me just show you what that looks like while I'm doing it. So this is feet together. And I'll do vertical. And that speed is the fast speed. And it's taken me a while to work up to that. And pre-surgery, there's no way I could have done that. So again, I'll do that through all 3 foot positions. And then the next thing I'll do is the one with the card on the stick. So VOR2, so before the target was still and my head moved, and I tried to keep things in focus while it was still and my head moved. So for option number 2, the card will move and I'll look at it opposite. So if the card's over on this side, my head will be over here and my eyes will be looking this way. And then the card will move and I'll look at it through this portion of my eye. So we have this kind of crisscrossed opposite. And I'll do that both horizontally and vertically. So doing this is more complex, and doing it on foam is really difficult. So I crank the speed down to like 1.5 hertz. So that's 90 beats per minute. And I'll do this one where you can see me do it. So this is with my feet together on the foam. And then to show you how challenging that is, I'll move my feet to that narrow tandem position, where my feet are 1 foot in front of the other. So that's what that looks like. And you can see by how much I sway, how challenging that is, and my feet are working like crazy to help me stay upright. And then the next part I'll do with that is I'll go through all 3 foot positions, and the next one is again on the foam. I will take that same card and I'll move it in a circle, and just like the beanbag, I'll follow it with my head and eyes while I'm trying to stay in balance, and then I'll follow it with just my eyes only. Again, bunch of reps in each foot position. Then the next thing I do is, and I'll let you kind of just look at my feet for this, is on the board, on the foam board, I will kind of sway forward and put pressure into my toes. I'll sway backward, put pressure in my heels. I'll sway to my right, to my left, and then I'll sway in a circle and work on keeping my balance when I'm not directly over my feet. I work on that proprioceptive ability. Okay. And the next thing I'll do is, standing on the foam board, I take my weight, and so now I'll have weight out in front of me, which pulls me off balance, but I'll still work on staying in balance while I do that. So I'll do that, feet together. I'll put my feet in that tandem and do the same thing. And this one's getting pretty easy for me, so I'm happy about that. So then the next thing I do is I'll stand on the foam board and I'll do the bag toss instead of while walking, I'll do it static now. So in this case, keeping my head still, and I'm following the bag with my eyes while I toss it from hand to hand. And of course, like everything, once my feet get staggered, then this gets much harder for me, and I start to have trouble with my balance. I do this by the couch so that if I can't move my feet fast enough to get my balance, I can catch myself with my hand. So gotta go with that. To help me work with stairs, because of the times that I've fallen down, it's been on stairs for the most part. So yeah, I've had some falls in the past year. So what I do is I use the foam pad, and without looking at my feet, I step onto the foam pad, I lift my leg up, and I hold it, and I put it back down. I step back on the foam pad, I lift my leg up, and hold it. And then I'll do the other foot. So I'm picking my foot up without looking. I'm balancing just on one foot with my eyes open. That's to help me hopefully not stumble when I'm on stairs. Because right now to go up and down stairs, I have to hold on to the handrail. So now, this is kind of fun. The alphabets on the checkerboard, so the letters are all out of order. They have kind of a busy background. There's dark spaces, light spaces, and what I end up doing is I stand on, of course I'm standing on the foam board, and I keep my head still, and I look at this side and I find the letter A. And then I switch my gaze over to this one and I find the letter B. And then I come back to this one and I find the letter C. Then I shift my gaze over here and find the D. And so I just work through the whole alphabet balanced, moving my eyes side to side, and then having to hunt and find something in kind of a complex visual pattern. So I'll show you with my vision staggered, or my feet staggered, and it's pretty boring from the back because you can't see what my eyes are doing, but I look and I find the A, and I look over there and I find the B, and I look to find the C, and I look to find the D, the E, the F, the G, and so on. And when that gets easy, I spell words back and forth. So the next thing, and you might think this is kind of silly, but using the metronome, this time only at 1 hertz, so 60 beats per minute. I walk normally, well, it won't look very normal, and I turn my head on the beat with each step that I walk. So move the camera here a little bit so you can see where I am when I'm doing this. But each beat, I take a step and I turn my head. And you can see, I don't walk real normal, and I still have trouble balancing while I do that. It seems real silly, but that's actually really challenging for me, is just to walk and look in a different direction. And then finally, the last thing I do, again, once again on the foam board, is I stand there. I'll take my glasses off so you can see this. And the trick, the goal, is to stand for 10 seconds on the foam board with my eyes closed. So I'll I'll give that a shot. All right, so my feet are together, and I'm gonna try and close my eyes for 10 seconds. So like a little bit of sway is good, but like a lot of sway or having to catch my balance obviously means I didn't complete the exercise. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's better. And this is with my feet together, the easier one. You know, kind of a quick count, but that was 6. Well, if I put my feet staggered and then try to do this with my eyes closed, it's pretty funny. No, let's do that. If I get to like 3, it'll be awesome because I have trouble doing this even with my eyes open. All right, here we go. All right, one more time. All right. No, so there you go. So again, I do each one of these things probably 10 to 30 repetitions. I'll do 3 sets of them in each foot position of each one of those exercises. So as you can tell, that ends up to hours and hours of my day doing these incredibly simple things, but that hopefully continue to yield good results and I get back to normal. So anyways, there I just thought I'd share what a lot of my day is for you.